Hey guys, and welcome back to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley, and welcome to our Flower Everyday series. This is where we're painting a flower every single day in the month of July. And I am back-to-back painting right now. So we are on day 14. We are using the flower color guide as our reference. And like I said, today is day 14. We're painting a magnolia today. We are on page 321 of the flower color guide. This one could possibly, look very intimidating, but we are going to tackle this one together. This magnolia is beautiful, and I've never seen one quite like this. The tops of the petals are white, and the underside is pink. How are we going to do this? Well, let's break it down. I love the branches and this is just so beautiful. The paint I'm going to be using today is my 31 Purple Fish collection. If you don't know what 31 Purple Fish is, it is a handmade paint brand, and they do some gorgeous granulating watercolors. So let's pick out our colors for today. Pink marshmallow, that's pretty. I think we'll use pink marshmallow. That goes really, really well. And then for the white, I think I'm actually going to use a very pale purple, and we're just going to water it down. So this is opaque lavender, so it's an opaque color. We're going to have to really water it down. Or we could just water this down, the marshmallow pink. We will see. And then we need kind of a green brown, or just brown. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's get, which one are you? This is Whiskey Haze. So there's our color palette. Let's go ahead and get situated here. Okay, so what brush should we use today? I think we're gonna need a round brush to get the beautiful petal shapes. Let's go back to a nice affordable brush. We're gonna go with the Fumui size 4 round. All right, so what do I wanna start with? I'm gonna start by taking my pink, and let's start with one where we just see the underside mostly. So we're going to, this is going to be our center of our flower. We're going to start with the petal right here. We're just going to push through the belly and then lift. Oh, this is beautiful. Push through the belly and then lift. So we have a petal. This is going to be a little bit lighter of a pink. This has a little more purple in it, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to touch in some more depth at the base of that petal. Oh, it's pretty. My air conditioner just kicked in. Hopefully you can't hear that. All right, so we're gonna put another petal starting with where the base of that flower is, and then we're gonna push out this way. Oh, that's pretty. All right, and then let's fill in this side here. I'm trying to give you where you can see this, and we're gonna push out. Keep it in kind of a bowl shape, but we want this petal to come there. So we have a bowl. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. All right, and then we can kind of see a petal behind. We're gonna put a little sliver here. And then what I wanna do is rinse my brush off and then wipe it on the edge of the cup. And I'm going to see if I can finish out this petal where you see the white, like that. Okay, there is flower number 1. Now that's going to be the easiest part because we're just seeing the underside. I want to lift a little bit on this one because I like it having darker at the bottom. So I'm just taking my clean brush and lifting a little space there. That's pretty. Okay, so there's one flower. Let's do one where we see the kind of center and then petals coming out. So the center is this kind of pink color. So we're going to start there. Let's just do like a cluster of these little lines, like so. Now the question is, do I go in with a light wash of this or light wash of this? I kind of want to see. I think I want to go with the light wash of the lavender. I don't have a palette with me right now, so I'm literally using this cup that's just here. Okay, I'm getting a very, very watered down version of this, okay? To where we're barely gonna see any pigment. And let's start painting in some petals. All right, so let's start here. Going to, oh wow, you really can't see any pigment there. We might need a little bit more. We do wanna see the petal. Okay, so we're gonna start here. We're gonna push out. I like the shape of that, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the lavender, I like that. And then we'll add in the pink underneath it. All right, so petal coming from behind, going like so, leaving that kind of a rounded edge. Pretty. All right, and then putting one here. This one, we're gonna have one little folded over edge of pink. So once it dries, we'll add in just that little sliver of pink. And then coming here, this one's gonna be shorter and fatter because it's coming right at us. So make it kind of fat. And then it'll have one little fold over of pink in a second. And then this one's gonna go kind of this direction. Again, a little bit fatter, and then we'll do one more, kind of see the edge of it. Pretty. Okay, so there is one where we see the top side. Once this one dries, we'll do a couple little pink accents. Now let's do one that's kind of a combination of the two. This might be where it gets a little bit more difficult, but we're gonna figure this out together. We're gonna kind of go for a little bit of this. So we're gonna put it here. So let's break this down. Let's start with this side petal. I feel like that's the easiest. So just doing this little petal shape, it'll have a little sliver of pink right here. And then the back petals, 1 and 2, which again, we're gonna put a little sliver of pink on. And then we have our front petals. So this one comes up. Ideally, I would wait for this to dry because it's gonna come up to this one. I really should wait for it to dry, but of course I'm not. And then we have this one that's kind of off to the side. Okay. All right. So there is that one. These are gonna be so pretty. I feel like we need, let's put in some of the branches, so maybe we can put in a bud or two. So I'm taking this Whiskey Haze, it's kind of a brown color, because these are tree branches instead of stems. So let's connect. I want to touch this just a little bit so it can bleed a tiny bit. And just doing little wispy lines coming from it. And coming from here. Pretty. And then this one. And since they're branches, they can kind of go in like different directions. I didn't mean to go over that one petal, but that's okay. And then let's add, we're gonna have a bud coming off of this one. Just some branches coming off here, maybe with a couple of buds. I feel like it needs one more flower. I'm not sure where. Maybe way down here. Let's put one here. It's gonna be right there. Okay, so let's get one more flower. I want one more where I can see the center of it. So we're gonna do a little center here. Doing good. Y'all hanging with me? I know this one's a little bit more difficult to wrap the brain around, but you got this. And again, doesn't work, it's fine. All right, so let's do a petal back here. And this is gonna have a little pink fold over. And do one here. This one's kind of curving up. This one is gonna kind of fold down a little bit. It kind of goes bulbous at the end here. And one falling this way. And then maybe there's one that we can't quite tell what it's doing right there. Okay, so this will be refined once we put the pink in. But let's go ahead and put in some pink on this one. I think it's dry enough. So I'm going to get a little bit of my marshmallow pink. Which one was my reference for this? I don't remember. Whoops. I think it may have been this one. Okay, so we have a little sliver of pink here. Oh, look at that fold over. Look at that fold over. That's beautiful. All right, this one has one little tiny piece of pink folding over here. And then this one will do a nice fold over. Coming to a point. Pretty. Oh, I like these. All right, and then this one, we're gonna have a little whoop and whoop. It helps if you make the sounds. So there's a really pretty magnolia fold over. We're gonna pull that here so we can kind of see where that is. And then one more here. Just like so. Okay, I like this a lot. These are so pretty. Okay, my center, I want to add a couple of little lines to add a little dimension. So a little bit more depth at the base of that. And then let's dry this so I can finish this one. Guys, this one's making me really happy today. Okay, all right, so let's finish this one here. So we're gonna do a little thin line here and then a big wavy fold over here. Again, if you're more patient and it dries all the way, it'll be better. I am not the most patient painter, and I will be the first to admit it, but that's okay. All right, we'll do just one little bitty pink whoop there. And let's see here. I want to do a little bit of pink on this one. And maybe this one's got like a big fold over leaf petal. Leaf petal, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about. This one's kind of flopping downward, so I don't think it needs anything, but let's just do one little, just to accent it. And then a little bit more in the center. There we go. Okay, I'm so happy. This is pretty. I feel like I want a touch of green for my buds, so I'm gonna get just one random green over here. So I can put a couple of little bud-like things at the end of some of these twiggy twigs. Okay. I think this one, I want to do one of these, like, it's no longer green, it's pink, but not quite a flower. So we've got a bud here. And then the base of it has a little touch of green. I love when we have some blends between colors. So a little touch of green. Okay, how are we doing? Are y'all hanging in there? I think this one's about done. I think I want to do just a tiny bit on this flower up here. So I want to define this since it was wet when I made it. And then I want to put a little bit of depth at the base of this petal. And then this one is going to have just a sliver of pink. And this one's got a sliver on both sides. And then we've got a petal behind, which you can kind of see the whole pink. And then one little whoop there. Okay, I think we're done with this one. Let's go ahead and splatter some pink. Pretty, 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 pretty. And I want to splatter a little bit of the brown. Whoa, that was a little too much. Whoa, okay. Too much, Ashley. Tap it off just a little bit. There we go. There we go. got a little crazy with my splatter, but all right. So there is our Magnolia. This one has to be my favorite, I think, so far. I accidentally lifted this, so let's put my pink back on my bud. And that's it for today. Hope you come back tomorrow for the next one, but that's it for today. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.